I'm Captain LeBron. Those who like school, if you can't be commanders during your hunt. Inviting all black Hispanic and Native Indians out to the 5th annual Fire Weekend.
Shalom Israel, come to the Fire Weekend, man, in Chicago. Midwest Fire Weekend, you know how we get down. July 21st to the 24th, we're gonna be in Chicago.
Under the Midwest Mosque himself, captain of 13,000 North Block.
July 21st, we got 12 children behind us with the scripture breakdown class, followed by Captain Daryat and Captain Katazal across the line race.
You know what I'm saying? We got the Bantu Festival coming back. We got the election coming. We're going to kick off the election with Captain Ash, Captain Katazal, and Kazak Yad. It's going to be called Fort Columbus Camp.
On the 24th of July, we're going to be doing the Black and Brown Unity Cookout. Shalom Israel to all my blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. From July 21st through the 24th, we're going to be holding the Mid-Fire Weekend. On July 21st, we hold a scripture breakdown with Nashville Shield General Muhammad from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., followed by Cross the Line Radio. On July 22nd, we're going to be having camp on the Magnificent Mile from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And guess what? Commanding General Yohana will be speaking at 3 p.m. We're going to be located at 401 North Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. After that, we're going to have the Before Columbus Came lecture from 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Located on 9909 Roosevelt Road, Suite 100. On July 23rd, you can catch us at the Bantu Festival from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. We're going to be located at 1130 Midway Place Science Park, Chicago, Illinois. And then last but not least, we're going to be having the Black and Brown Unity Cookout from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. located at Douglas Park, 1200 West 12th Place. For more information, call 708-299-5821. Again, 708-299-5821. Also, if you would like to help out and support this troop and brotherhood, go to the Midwest Fire Weekend Black and Brown GoFundMe account and make a generous donation.
Shalom Israel. I'm Captain LeBron. Those who like school, if you can't be commanders during your hunt. Inviting all black Hispanic and Native Indians out to the 5th annual Fire Weekend.
Shalom Israel, come to the Fire Weekend, man, in Chicago. Midwest Fire Weekend, you know how we get down. July 21st to the 20th, we're gonna be in Chicago.
Under the Midwest Ross himself, captain of 13,000
July 21st, we got 12 children of Muhammad with the scripture breakdown class, followed by Captain Tadariyat and Captain Katazal with Cross the Line Radio.
You know what I'm saying? We got the Bantu Festival coming back. We got the election coming. We're going to kick off the election with Captain Ash, Captain Katazal, and Kazak Yad. It's going to be called Fort Columbus Camp.
On the 24th of July, we're going to be doing the Black and Brown Unity Cookout. Shalom, Israel, to all my blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. From July 21st through the 24th, we're going to be holding the Midwest Fire Weekend. On July 21st, we hold a scripture breakdown with none other than 12 Shield General Muhammad from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., followed by Cross the Line Radio. On July 22nd, we're going to be having camp on the Magnificent Mile from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And guess what? Commanding General Yohana will be speaking at 3 p.m. We're going to be located at 401 North Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. After that, we're going to have the Before Columbus Came lecture from 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. located on 9909 Roosevelt Road, Suite 100. On July 23rd, you can catch us at the Bantu Festival from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. We're going to be located at 1130 Midway Place Science Park, Chicago, Illinois. And then last but not least, we're going to be having the Black and Brown Unity Cookout from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. located at Douglas Park, 1200 West 12th Flag. For more information, call 708-299-5821. Again, 708-299-5821. Also, if you would like to help out and support this troop and brotherhood, go to the Midwest Fire Weekend Black and Brown GoFundMe account and make a generous donation.
Clap it up, get it on side, man. You understand? Oh. Video still playing. This is Sharp Sword Radio. I'm your host, Captain DeGaulle of the ISUPK. If anybody got any questions, we live, we on Clubhouse. Just make sure that we got some. Yeah, we on Clubhouse, and the topic is abortion should have never been a right, right? So we turn around and we catch us on Clubhouse. Oh, people that call in line. We got a call in line. It's going to be live. You can call us at 712-832-8330, and the access code is 910-1409, and use your phone and wait patiently. until we answer the question, and we're gonna get to it. All right, give me 1 second. Switch this on. Make sure we have learned the game. Let's see. Doesn't okay. Let's get it on. Let's get it on, Rocky. Roe versus Wade decision. Man, come on. Like I said, that's more so like God against America. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know for what strange, reason the so-called white man, which is the devil the Bible speaks of, thought that his reign was just gonna last forever. Like, you gotta look at history. You know a lot of cats on blood history. You know that, They love history, right? But they don't see the history where it all comes from. You understand? That part of history they miss for some odd reason.
Right.
The Most High is not happy with none of these places. Okay? With none of these wicked kings. Matter of fact, that's in the scripture. Give me that real quick. The ball. Give me that one. The eyes of the Lord is upon the sinful kingdom.
Okay.
It was in Amos, right?
I believe so, sir.
Yeah. That's
Amos
9
and 3.
Give me that. Yeah.
Okay, sir. The book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom.
The eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. Due to Christianity, they make you believe that the Most High is sitting up in heaven, took a nap. You understand?
Right.
He up there asleep, and he don't know what's going on. That is a lie. You understand? The Most High has always been and is always going to be in control of everything. Even when it's out of control. It looks like it is so far out of control there's no coming back. You understand? It looks like it's never ever going to turn around and get better. But it is. And the Most High is going to make sure.
Right.
You understand? What he's doing now, it's a weeding out process. Okay? You turn around and you got, I guess, you evil Israelites as well. The Lord is getting rid of evil Israelites right along with the so-called white man.
Yeah, right.
You understand? So this is why it's important for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to turn to the Lord and begin to keep His laws, statutes, and commandments like you've never done before in your life. Okay? That's like a word. Put that tissue in the throat. You understand? That's how the Lord operates. He says that the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. Okay? Meaning he's watching. And does it get into what's going to happen with this sinful kingdom? Come on.
Go
ahead.
And I will destroy it from all.
Wait. You do what?
Destroy it.
Wait a minute. No. Not God bless America. Like what they say. It's just God bless America, right?
I will destroy it.
And the Lord is going to destroy this place. Why? Because it is such a sinful kingdom. Any and every sick and foul and nasty thing goes on here. And guess what? America does nothing about it.
That's right. There we go.
You can sell drugs, you can use drugs. Even though he claims to be fighting against it. He's the one that brought the drugs here.
Yeah.
He is the one that put the drug. He's the number one dope fiend.
Right.
He does all the drugs. I remember this white boy I went to school with. This cat literally did all the drugs, man. And was trying to convince me that getting high was such a good thing. No, I see how you are. You know what I'm saying? It don't look so good. You nasty. You understand? All you do, you come to class high every damn day. You're nasty as all get out. You tell me of all the nasty things that you do while you're on drugs, right? It cannot be a good and clean thing.
Right.
You understand? So white people are the nasty, and black people have become nasty because we want to follow them. We want to be just like them. When the Lord chose us to be separate from them. You understand? So the Lord said he going to do what to this evil place out?
I will destroy it from off the face of the earth.
The Lord is going to get rid of the good old American way. It's like the do what you want to do thing. You understand? To each his own thing.
Right.
You understand? What's some more of them sayings that niggas love? What's some more? Give me some more of them sayings that we love.
So only God can judge?
Only God. Oh, come on. Get Tupac one for that.
Right.
He landed something with the black community, goddamn. That's everywhere, ain't it? Everywhere they using that, and they still using that. Only God can judge. Damn fool, when you go in the Bible, you don't want to get judged by God.
Right.
That's the last somebody on the planet you rather get judged by that minute I should get. I'd rather get judged by Paul, Officer, Bond before the Most High judgment.
Right.
You understand? I'd rather these two brothers say, "Hey, Cap, you wrong. We're gonna judge you right now." Rather than the Most High do it. Because what does it say? Give me the scripture about the Most High judging you. Where it says, "Don't fear man. Let him kill the body." You understand? Come on, give me that scripture, bro. Give me that scripture.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body.
Don't fear them which kill the body, the man, right? The man has the right to judge the body. He can judge the body, right? He can turn around and kill you. He can put you in jail. He can turn around and make you pay a fine. He can judge you in a bunch of ways. A bunch of different ways, right? Go ahead.
But are not able to kill the soul.
He can't kill the soul. You understand? White man, he can turn around and kill your body. Like I said, he can put you in prison. Man, he put Negroes in prison for a long time, don't he?
Yeah, right, sir.
Ooh, well, we get it. What they say, football numbers, huh?
Salaki, Buck Rogers numbers.
Come on, man.
Futuristic.
Come on. That's what I'm saying. We get. I know a brother that got 200 and some years, I believe. 200 and some odd years for murder, attempted murder. Actually, the dude didn't even die. He didn't even die. So he got 2. Go ahead.
I'm probably got life without plus 30.
Yeah, like what you gonna do? Like what? You can't get You're not even getting off. You give him 30 more. Just you know what I'm saying? To get somebody 200 years, you're not even gonna live that long. You know, like he's constantly proving a point with us You know, he's constantly making an example out of our people.
Right.
But when is he ever going to make an example out of himself? You understand?
Time to
Never.
time.
He's never going to turn around and bring himself to justice. You know, look at all of the murders. I just can't understand how black people, especially Native Indian people, these Christians of ours that go to church, how can you forgive them? How can you forgive them for the things that they have done, especially when they haven't stopped? Right? Say for instance, maybe. Let's just say for instance, maybe. When we went through slavery, he stopped. After slavery, when he freed us, he said, you know what? These are people. These are human beings.
Right.
And they should not be treated this way.
Right.
We're gonna judge them according to the things that they do, not because of the color of their skin, not because we hate them so much, not because, you know, the nigga got a piano and I ain't got a piano. You remember on that movie? He said, goddamn nigga got a piano and I ain't got a piano. Like, you supposed to have a piano?
Right.
Are you supposed to have a piano? Can you play a piano? Mr. White Man? You understand? But just because a nigga had a piano, he was supposed to have a piano. The nigga don't go have one before he had one. You understand? Like, we the ones that invented all this stuff that they play with anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they're supposed to have one before we do. So they turn around and come out our neck. Right? Hate us, kill us for that. Right? Because we drive better cars than them. You know how many luxury vehicles is in the ghetto? You know what I'm saying? Do you know how many BMWs and Benzos and Renzos and 20s and 22s and TVs and Beats and, you understand? Do you know that they hate that too? They hate the fact that we ride better than them, and then in their mind we on food stamps. You understand? And as a matter of fact, they're the greatest ones to get assistance.
Right.
They get way more assistance than we do.
Okay.
They cut our assistance short, way short. You understand? But because we on food stamps, we ain't gonna have no car. You understand? We ain't gonna have no piano. You understand? Same thing still apply with these white people, man. It's never going anywhere. You know? They are never going to change. You know? Like, you like beating a dead horse asking the so-called white man to change. Because they never gonna do it. They are never going to do it. So, come on with it, bro.
And Salakia, like, why would they do it? Right? Like, what would be the motivation? If they don't do it, they see what happens. When we put our communities together, right, we have better communities than they do. Our economics are better. We become the first class citizens because now we control the wealth.
Right.
Now we control the education. When we're allowed to educate our own children, I was watching one of these, like a little short documentary, and it was an Edomite that said, integration destroyed the black economy. Now, we've been telling people that for years. But as soon, I guarantee you, we put up that video where it has the Edomite said, integration destroyed the black economy. Oh, well, then that makes sense then.
Right. It was, yep, it did.
So, this is the point. This is why they can't just let us do what we, let us be on our own. They can't do that because we become the dominant race. We become the dominant people.
Right. Absolutely. You know, and it's crazy that you said that because that is exactly how it works. Since 1969, the ISUPK has been telling blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that you are the chosen people of God.
Right.
A few years ago, I can't remember exactly when. I think this was right before you came in. You've been for a nice little time too. I believe it was right before you came in. A video started surfacing about a white man saying, "No, black people are Israelites. They are the chosen people of God." And then I saw everybody in the fake Israelite community, you understand, sharing their video talking about, listen to me, he said we the truth. We know that. You understand? The ISUPK has been teaching it first. Before this white man even made this video.
Right.
Just a few years ago. But you won't listen to your brother. But you'll listen to the devil. You know? And the people that claim to have come out of the Christian church into the truth, they still in the Christian church. You understand? They are still Christians, whether they actually go to church or not.
Right.
And what makes you a Christian is your beliefs and how you think. You know, there was a sister. Remember we was listening to the sister in that room that she, a warrior hit me up in the back chat and said, "This is still got Christianity on her brain."
Damn right.
She's a what do you call that? Old Testament.
No, kind of guy, sir.
And they Christian. You know, they are Christians as well.
Okay.
Because as long as she has been listening to us say that the things that she says about Christianity, why does she still believe them? She still believes these things.
Right.
And that's because she is truly deep down in her heart and her mind a Christian.
That's right.
Yeah.
She still believes the things she claims she don't believe.
Right.
Even though we're showing her in the Bible that that's not true.
Yeah.
You know, but because millions of Christians believe it, it's supposed to be like that makes no sense. Come on with it.
And like they will argue all day and night, but no, the Christian belief of the New Testament, that's what it really is. It's really what the Christians say. But you're not a Christian.
Right.
Is that what you're not a Christian, but you 100% believe that what that is saying is exactly what the Christians say.
Yeah, they do.
That doesn't.
Don't they?
None of that makes sense. Like, and they continually have the same argument, and we're like, no, listen, this is exactly what it is, but they won't hear. Again, like you said, they won't hear their brother. They'll hear the doctrine created by our oppressor. They'll hear what they'll be saying is Baptist doctrine. Well, that was created by Edomite. They'll be saying Methodist doctrine. That's created by Edom. You still following your oppressor, and most of them even like to follow the Some of them even go with, what are those called? The Talmud. And go and believe in those scriptures and writings and different things as scriptures more than they believe in what Christ himself said.
Good night.
Like, it's sad.
Absolutely.
Good night.
And matter of fact, since you mentioned the Talmud, this same sister brought up the Talmud about the marriage part, right?
Okay.
About how you're supposed to have a certificate and all these things that you're going to need to do for the woman and all that. I'm like, where do you find that in the Bible? That's not in the scripture.
Okay.
Of course you're supposed to take care of your woman. You know what I'm saying? But there is nothing written down saying, okay, this is how we do it, we gotta sign this and do that. Now of course there was an agreement, contract for marriage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The father and the man came up with an agreement for his daughter.
Okay.
And it was signed. It was a contract that said, hey, I'm going to do this, you know, in exchange for your daughter. You understand?
Right.
And I mean, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with two men come up with an agreement. Of course, that father would find a man that was suitable for his daughter. It wasn't just no, you bring your niggas home talking about, daddy, it's my boyfriend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nah, it wasn't like that. It was like, hold on, I got somebody I want you to meet. I believe this brother right here is, and if she say no, then we gotta go back to the drawing board. We'll find somebody else.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just you had to marry the first guy that daddy brought home.
Right.
But of course, if you turn around and you like him, he like you, it can go forward.
Yeah.
But if not, then we gotta find, okay, that's all right. You don't like Antoine? Here's Dante. What about Dante?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was still the man's responsibility, it was the father's responsibility to find his daughter a suitable husband.
Yeah.
And we desperately got to bring that back. And I'm talking about ISUPK, we're doing it, but I'm talking about in the black community. we got too much going on out here. Our old folks would say we got too many loose ends. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got a lot of things that are not tightened up and not together all over the place. And we got to tighten it up. And the ISUPK, up under Commander Jimmy Hanna, we have absolutely been doing something.
Damn right.
We're tying up those loose ends.
Damn right.
You understand? Sisters get given away in the ISUPK. Brothers don't turn around and just smash your past in here.
Right.
You understand? You can't smash your past in here. You can't be a thought in here. You understand? You're change. And if you turn around and you have sex with a man or a woman, you are now husband and wife. That's what the Bible says.
Damn right.
And you got to stay together forever. through what they like to say, thick and thin, through good or bad, through better or worse, through whatever the hell you got going on, y'all gonna stay together.
Okay.
And if not, then you're gonna get up out of the truth. Because guess what? The one body of Christ, that kind of stuff is just not wanted or accepted here.
Right.
You understand? Now, whoever you used to be, come on. But you don't turn around and stay who you are up here. You understand? Or who you were in the world. You know how the Christians say in the world, I'm the same old person, but that's your problem.
Damn right.
That's your problem. You're gonna come in here and change. You know, how many Christians change in the church? Cabal?
None of them.
Cabal?
None.
None of them change. Right? None of them actually change. Finish that scripture real quick.
Okay, sir. But rather, fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Fear the Most High, who can destroy both body and soul in hell. You understand? That's who you should fear, but you don't. Because the Christian church makes you think that God is your BFF. The Christian church makes you think that God is your best friend forever. Instead of you actually looking at him as a fearful father, one that you should fear. You understand? That's what the Bible says. Isn't that in what's it, Ecclesiastes 12 and 13? It says to fear God. You understand? And keep his commandments. That's your whole duty. That's the whole duty of man. Is to fear the Lord and to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. Not be his best friend. He don't want to be your best damn friend. You understand? You want a friend, you come to us. We'll be a friend. We'll be a friend to you.
Right.
But the Most High, you treat him as such. You understand? You turn around and you look at him as what you say every Sunday. Oh, God the Father. God the Father needs to be treated like that. But it doesn't happen in the Christian church. Okay? So let's get to Roe versus Wade.
Oh my.
And how abortion should have never been a right. Like where is this found in any book that this is a right of yours?
Right.
You understand? To turn around and abort / murder. Matter of fact, give me the definition of abort, Ron. Give me the definition of abort. Because a lot of people they don't seem to think that abortion means murder. And they don't think that that's what it means. But we're gonna show you today. Yeah. And while the brothers get in definition, drop the background of Roe versus Wade. Why we even here? You understand how it even happened and why we are even here.
Okay. All right. So at the age, let's see, what was it? So Norma McCorvey, who in the case was known as Jane Roe, right? She was trying to get an abortion. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and use her own words, right? Let's see, where's it at? She voiced remorse over her part in the Supreme Court decision and said she had been a pawn for abortion activists. See, the woman who was used as and called Jane Roe, she never actually wanted to be a part of this, right? This was an entire political thing. This wasn't actually fighting for this woman's rights. This wasn't fighting for the right that she had been denied for. What happened was she had changed her reasoning for wanting the abortion because she simply wanted an abortion, right? But she changed her reasoning because it was illegal where she was to just get an abortion at will, right? And then and she admitted what she had done was wrong, but the anti-abortion, the abortion activists latched on to her case because they felt she should have been able to get an abortion for whatever reason she wanted to. Let's see here. Let me get the exact. Here we go. Right. In her autobiographical book, McCormick said that afterwards she converted to evangelical Protestantism and became an activist against abortion. Against the abortion clinics. Let's see. What else we got? Okay, there we go. Later in life, after remaining an evangelical Protestant and then later a Roman Catholic, she took part in the anti-abortion movement. And McCorvey then stated her involvement as Roe was the biggest mistake of her life. However, in the documentary, McCorvey said in what she called a deathbed confession, is that she never really supported the abortion movement or its abortion sentiments.
He said she did what?
She never supported the abortion movement or its abortion sentiments.
Okay, so basically, Jane Roe, right, this, the alias that they gave her, she actually, like, essentially was never for abortion. But she turned around, and it was the 2 kids she had?
It's like a 3.
And then turned around and didn't want a third. She got pregnant again, you know, and just didn't want the baby. Went into the clinic, said she didn't have an abortion. The clinic asked her a couple questions, and she told them the truth. She was honest. She just said, hey, I just don't want this baby. You know, I got 2, I don't want 3. So they said, well, that's not a reason to have an abortion. See, and this is the thing with so-called white men, is that I'm going to give you the difference between being the truth, God's law, and the so-called white man here in this old twisted and backward society, right? God has a law. Give me that one. In what's that? Exodus 20 and is it 13? What God shall not kill? Is that it 13?
I believe 13. I don't know.
Give me that.
Common so Exodus chapter 20, Leviticus. Common sir.
I'm going to show you how simple it is to follow the Most High. Like the issues and things that we have, and that we are, you know, the problems that we have in the black community really would not be if we, I ain't talking about America, but I ain't saying that the white man has to follow this. They could very well, they very well do what they want to do. They can.
Right.
They do what they want to do. Right? But for us, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we should be obeying our God.
Right.
And it's real simple. We have the laws before us. We ain't got to figure it out. It's been figured out for us. And that is amazing. You understand? To already have the law, just think about it. You're born, new baby, you come up, you're grown, you already got laws, rules, morals of conduct already set before you. You don't even have to figure it out. All you have to do is just be being taught this from birth. Okay, go ahead, give me that.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 13. Thou shalt not kill.
Read it again.
Thou shalt not kill.
Read it again.
Thou shalt not kill.
Okay, now give me the definition of abortion.
Sir. I'm going to read the definition, then I got 4 similarities.
Go ahead, come on.
Carry out or undergo the abortion of a fetus. First similarity. Terminate.
What does it mean to terminate? You're taking something that is alive and you're terminating it. So what have you done? Give me the next one.
Pull the plug on.
Pull the plug on. I mean, what do they say when your loved one is sitting in the hospital and there's nothing else they can do for them? They're in a vegetable state You know what I'm saying? There's no recovering from this. You know what I'm saying? They do what? They say they pull the plug. So what does the person do when they pull the plug? You get the next one?
Fail.
What is it?
Fail.
Keep going.
Come to grief.
Come to grief. Why are you coming to grief? You know what I'm saying? Why are you coming to grief? Some more. I know some more.
Oh my God.
It's a bunch of them.
Suspend.
Keep going.
Miscarry.
Mm-hmm.
Go wrong.
Go wrong. Miscarriage.
Flop.
What is a miscarriage? You once had a child that was alive, and then now the child is not alive. You understand? Keep going.
Go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Flop.
Go wrong and flop, and definitely abortion and something that's definitely gone wrong. And there's something wrong in your mind to where you believe that you have to murder a child. And let me tell you something. You black, you Hispanic, you Native Indian women, I don't fault you. It's not your fault that you fell for the banana in the tailpipe. Because you know who I do fault for? Now you must stop. And as you can see, the Lord is going to make you stop. Since, oh my God, since you just could not control yourself, since you sleep around with men, since you break up with men, and then turn around and you feel like you have no other option in the world but other than to abort your baby, right? You're going to turn around, and now you're going to find out, there's going to be a lot of babies born now.
God.
It's going to be a lot.
Count on, sir.
Come on with it, boy.
Can't forget this one here. Call off.
Call off what? It's done. It's done.
Yeah.
Abortion means murder.
Damn
And
right.
The Bible in Exodus 20:13 says what again? Come on.
Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not kill. You shall not pull the plug. You shall not terminate. You shall not call off. You're calling off. You ain't calling off for work. You're calling off this life
Right.
that has begun in your belly. You understand? And I heard a sister say, she said, I think it's these men. We gotta fault these men because the men, the seeds start with the man and this and that. I said,
Oh
look, that's the good old American way right there. It is to blame the man for every damn thing. It's not the man that the white man gave the right to.
Right.
He didn't give the right to the damn man. Because if you look up the statistics and the findings and the facts, if it was up to more men, it would be more children born.
Damn right.
It would be more babies in this earth rather than being aborted.
God.
Now, some men do turn around and pay for abortions. They sick and nasty too. You understand? They are just as sick as those women that want the abortions. But you leave it up to most men, you know, that's kind of weak too. Turn around, you got a baby. You know what I'm saying? You got what they call a mistress or side piece, side chick. What else they call? What is it called? Women on the side. Doorways or something like that. What they call them, man? Something that you can just sleep with and then just have no responsibility to and for. You understand? That's what those women are to those men. And they get those women pregnant all the time, and then so that their wife won't find out. They turn around and pay for an abortion. Damn that. You understand? Don't be so goddamn weak. You claim to have the biggest balls in the world, but then you don't want your wife to find out that you got another baby. Just don't have the baby around your wife. Like, you can do that. You understand?
Yeah.
Right.
You can turn around and have a whole woman and a whole baby all the way across. You stay in the city of St. Louis, and this woman can stay out in Ferguson. You understand? She can stay out in Chesterfield, Westfield, Southside, wherever the hell. If you ain't got to kill the baby, her and the baby of yours could live somewhere else, and you don't even have to disclose this to your wife. That will be more honorable than turning around and aborting the baby, killing the baby, all because you are a bitch. You understand? I said it for that reason, because, you know, paradigm shift, we have youngsters listening. You understand? So we want to be, you know, so you know, you are a bitch.
That's right.
Turn around and paid for an abortion. That's weak. You understand? That is weak, and you are a coward for doing that. You don't want to be responsible for none of the women and none of the things that you do. And this is the problem with women raising our children by herself, because they both become weak. The women, they just go out and do whatever they want, and then sleep around with whoever wants some, and then they're gonna turn around and have an abortion, and thinking that that's gonna make it better, when that's gonna hurt the woman. You're hurting her anyway by not wanting the baby. Right? You wanted that box, right? You wanted that sex all week, but then now there's something about to come out of it. You don't want that. You wasn't ready for that. How about not being ready to have sex? How about put that on your brain first? Because guess what? Babies and diseases and all kinds of things come after that. So how about putting on your brain first, you know what? Babies and diseases come from having sex with the wrong people, right? Now, I might get a woman that I don't want a baby with. She might be crazy. I might not be ready. But what's one of the excuses? I'm not financially stable. You understand? I'm not financially stable. But you can take finances and go buy some condoms. You understand? You can do that. That's an option. You can turn around and take finances and go into the clinic and get some, what's those pills? You can get the Depo shot. You can get the ring, Nuvo ring.
Okay.
You can get those pills, what's it called?
Birth control pill.
Birth control pill.
Plan B.
Yeah, you can get the birth control pill. Oh, as a matter of fact, that was one of the questions that we have. Is taking the Plan B pill lawful? Yes, it is. Because what the Plan B pill does is it kills and terminates the sperm. You understand? That's what it kills, and that's what it terminates. That's what it pulls the plug on. Pull the plug on the sperm. Stop the sperm from getting to the egg. You understand? So there's nothing wrong. That's just the same as, pull it out. You know, or doing something of that nature where you won't put the semen inside of the woman. So she might want it on the back or something, or the stomach or something. I ain't trying to get nobody no idea. But just say it. Come on with it, bro.
And Salakia, the Plan B pill does not work if you're already pregnant.
Right,
that's how you know it's a difference.
Right.
Because it don't work if you're pregnant already.
Right. You already pregnant, and that pill is not going to work at all because it simply stops the sperm. It kills it attacks the sperm. You understand? Before getting to the egg. So taking Plan B, yes, that is lawful. It's not unlawful. That's like birth control. Say the couple says that they don't want children, right? That's fine. You can do that. If you don't want kids, for whatever reason, you say y'all not ready to have children right now, whether it be for finances or you want to go from, say you're in an apartment and you want to get a house first, or whatever y'all plan is, that's fine. There's no sin in that. There's no sin in saying you want to actually wait, to have children. That's fine. Me, I want 20 of them right now. Right? That's me though.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
I got 10. I want 10 more. But that's me. Okay? You can very well say, you know what, baby, let us put a little more money in the bank. Let us, get through this pandemic. You understand? Let's make sure that we secure. We got a 1-bedroom, nice townhouse, but let's actually build up our credit a little bit, purchase a home, and get 3-4 bedrooms or something like that.
Right.
Then let's have a baby. Nothing wrong with that. Whatever your plan is, that is absolutely on you and your significant other.
Right.
I'll be playing like that. But once that baby is already in that belly, ain't no plan, ain't no reversal. You understand? There is no reversal. Ain't no, I only make $13 an hour. Hey, you do that before you lay down. Well, my company's scheduled to close, and you knew they were scheduled to close before you lay down.
Yeah.
So guess what? At that point, ain't no change in you. Ain't no change in your mind. I know you think that that's a right of yours too, to change your mind.
Okay.
You understand? Certain things you just can't change your mind about. You know what I mean? Certain things there is no changing your mind.
Yeah.
Certain things just is what it is, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Okay. And then the other question is, can a woman submit to a broke man? Yes. So submitting that broke junk ain't got nothing to do with it. Whoever you open your legs to, that's who you submit to.
Right.
You understand? That's what submission is all about. Not about your finances. You understand? Because think of how many women are with rich men and do not submit to them. Look at, who was that? Allen Iverson. I remember this. I can't forget it. They talk about how famous and how big of a baller this cat was and how much money he made. Records amounts of money. This dude made records amount of the money he made as a hooper. You understand? As a free thrower, as a three-point shooter, as a slam dunker. You understand? This nigga made records amount of money. And you know what his broad did? She still cheated on him with his broke ass stuff.
Right.
Right. His cousin broke his head. So what did money have to do with anything?
Yeah.
She gave the box up to a nigga that was broken in hers. You understand? So come on, that don't mean nothing. It's a lot of women out here that claim you gotta have all this money to be where. No, you don't. No, you do not. What we need is morals in the black community.
Right.
So if a woman is sleeping with a man, leave her the hell alone. You understand? That's what you should know first. If she's already with someone, and guess what? You know what? Ain't no what your man got to do with me. He got a lot to do with you. Because in the kingdom of heaven, he's going to be the one to chop your head off.
Right.
I'm bringing it to him.
Damn right.
If I'm involved,
sir.
I'm bringing it to you. No. Don't worry about this, but we're going to fix this for you. Ain't gonna be no sad brothers walking around mad because they want. Do you know how that makes a man feel? You know what I'm saying? It drives him to the point where he wants to kill you. Why do you think so many men put their hands on you when they find out you cheat?
Right.
It's easier said than done to say, hey man, just walk away, just let it go. You understand? But there is a spirit that comes up on the man that just drives him to the point where he just want to take he got your head, your body in his hand, like this. He want to turn around and just snap. You understand? That's what he wants to do. Why? Because you actually belong to him. There's nonsense about, you don't have no papers on me, we not married. You know what I'm saying? All this nonsense, the things that we are following in this world is what's helping destroy the black community. You know? And guess what? If more women would know, and more men also, if we knew that sex was marriage, you know how much stuff we could clean up with that alone?
Sir.
You know how much we could clean up with that alone? The woman knowing that she belongs to that man? And guess what? That spirit that we want to take you and snap you into would never come over him because you would never cheat on him.
Right.
You understand? You would never cheat on this cat. You know? And it's a shame that happens. We talked about this a long time ago, right? This topic here about abortion. We stay on it because we absolutely hate it.
Right.
And there was a sister that called into the conference and said that she had an abortion because she didn't like having sex with her husband, but she didn't want to leave him. So she was having sex with the side guy and had like 3 abortions. You understand? Because she just could not explain to this husband of hers that, hey, this baby may or may not be yours. She's sleeping with 2 different guys. You know, once see, that's the problem. You know, you're just a whore. Right? You're just being a whore out here. You're not supposed to be sleeping with 2 different guys, number one. And then, like, our people cannot see and understand that, we talk about DNA, we like to praise the white man for his test, but God has a DNA test in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you sleeping with one guy for the rest of your life, you will know who your baby daddy is. It will never be a question. You will never have to be going, what's that, paternity court.
Right.
You will never have to go on paternity court to find out who the father is. You sleep with one man, then you know. That's Daniel. What do you call Daniel?
Damn right, sir.
That's Daniel right there all day long. You understand? Like, you sleeping with this one guy and not sleeping with anyone else, then guess what? You will know who your child's father is. That's a blessing, not to be with a woman and she know that it's you, only you. And I'm talking about for her and for the brother too. You understand? But for our sisters in out here that's not thought around, big ups to. You understand? I'm talking about sisters in the world. You know, because there are some decent sisters out there. You know, there are some sisters that still believe in not sharing that one precious thing that they own, which is their vagina. You understand? With everybody in the world.
All right.
There are some sisters out there that believe in that. You know, you should turn around and believe that that thing is the greatest thing in the world to you, to where you would not be sharing it and giving it to everybody. You understand? Since it's so precious to you. Okay? But, let me see. Where next, I want to go over that protest too.
Okay.
Go ahead, read a little more if you got something.
Okay. More than, let's see, here we go. More than 63 million of abortions are estimated to have taken place in the U.S. since the Supreme Court's 1973 Roe v. Wade decision.
Hold on. 63 million abortions in this country. Now divide that up with the states. And let's try to get close to a number of how many has happened here in Missouri. Because Missouri is on the list. So you know what? No more abortions here. They turned around and protested or that right on the fourth part. The Planned Parenthood. They got closed now. And you know something? They had a sign up that had been up since the start of the pandemic, to where it said, "We are still here."
Count on kind.
You saw that bar?
Count on kind.
Oh, that's disgusting, man. Like people don't even have jobs. They lost their jobs. They can't feed themselves.
Right.
And the first thing that you can do is put up a sign and say, "We're still here to murder your child."
Well, Slock it.
Come on with it.
Well, what else are people gonna do when they stuck in the house and they depressed?
I guess eating anything, but abortion is top on the list, huh?
Okay.
And they wonder why we say that the white man is the devil.
Right.
You understand? The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of all day long. Okay? So 63 million?
Okay, sir.
God damn. That's a lot.
Oh, yeah, and that.
Knowing that black women abort 500,000 in this country. That's a year. Over 500,000. In 2017, they aborted almost 1 million by itself. 800 and some odd thousand. Right?
Okay.
That should have never been. We talk about we don't have protection. Yeah, you murdering them all. You murdering our soldiers. You understand?
Right.
Also, the ones that's gonna grow up and protect us, you murder them. Just think about 800,000 alone. We have a whole bunch of little princesses and a whole bunch of little soldiers running around here. But you are murdering them. Come on with it, bro. Give me that number.
So like I'm looking to see if I can find the exact one. Missouri. All right, here we go. Blocky. I'm looking for Missouri's number exactly. But that's a little bit over what 60 is about 63 million. So, well, 1.2 million minimum per state.
So roughly about a meal
Okay.
each state.
Okay.
1.2. That's big.
Okay. For 50 states.
1.2 million abortions here in the city of St. Louis, in the state of Missouri. That's roughly about how many children have been murdered per state. Like, and that's too many. That's way too many. The ISUPK has been praying for the Lord to fix these things and close down these clinics. And now it's beginning to happen.
Okay.
You understand? It's beginning to happen. Okay? So this thing about abortion being a right of yours, it was never a right. And then the person that you love is the one that gave you right. It was so-called white man. You look at him as your God. And now that he has taken away your right, now you're saying, you see the rooms we got? White people have lost their mind.
God.
You know what I'm saying? This is a sad day. Matter of fact, I got some I'm going to read some of the posts from our sisters. And it's really sad that our sisters have fallen for this nonsense. You know? Let me get it. I got a couple. Alright, it says, Roe versus Wade. I knew California wasn't going for that issue. But how dare people get to choose what we as women do with our own bodies? Now, this is the thing about that, is you have now taken and done something with your body with someone else and their body, right? And the baby that you two have made in the process, that body isn't yours. That's the baby's body. You understand?
Right.
And what's that quote? Give me that quote, Kamal, about the most dangerous place for a child, or what is it, African American? We know it's Islam, but for an African American child to be. This is terrible. Let's get that quote real quick. The most dangerous place for an African American child.
There we go.
Got it?
Kind. It says the most dangerous place for an African American child to be is in its mother's womb.
Is it his what?
In its mother's womb.
Is it his mother's womb? Why would that be the most dangerous place? See, you think that in your mind you've made up reasons why you shouldn't have this baby. You turn around and say, well, I can't afford to have a baby. I don't want the baby to come up poor like I did. The father's not around, so I don't want him to, my child to not have a father the same way I didn't have my father. You got all these different things that you have made in your head when the statistics show that the most dangerous place for a child of ours to be is inside of his mother's womb. And why is that? Because the child does not know, and at any given time it can be murdered by the mother. The mother can turn around and go into the clinic at one point, because they close them down now. But at one point she can turn around and say, you know what? I don't want this baby. I don't want this baby at all. And then they turn around and perform that evil procedure on her. That's what makes the mother's womb, the most dangerous place for a child to be, because the mother could possibly murder the child. And this quote and statistic come from the very people that gave you the right to have the abortion. Those are the ones that you should not trust. Those are the ones you should be mad at.
Damn right.
Not to turn around and take away your so-called rights when you get a baby, but look what they do. They are the ones that influenced you and said, you know what, you should turn around and be able to murder your child. You know what, work on your career. Because you want a career, you want to murder your baby. You know how many people that got careers got babies?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, having babies is not the end of the world or the end of a career. That makes no sense. I know a whole bunch of sisters that got some good careers making good money all year round and got a bunch of damn babies. Some of them ain't even getting that in their life. But they still had them babies and they still dealing with them. And they got good careers and they ain't stopped a thing. You understand? They ain't stopped a thing. Being poor, that lawyer, I forgot this sister's name, she had told her story. Is one successful lawyer here. This sister told her story of how she was so poor, she was on food stamps going to law school. You understand? Trying to be a lawyer. Was broke as hell. But now is one of the top female lawyers in St. Louis. You understand?
Right.
Like, that didn't stop her being poor. You understand? That's an excuse that your oppressor gave you.
Right.
You understand? Your oppressor gave you all the excuses that you could possibly think of. And then you started making up your own. And now she wanted to career. And the only thing that you end up getting for some odd reason when you murder your child is that Popeyes church chicken. You know what I'm saying? You could work at Walmart. You could murder 5 kids to work at Walmart when you could have worked at Walmart and had 5 babies. Simple as that. Alright, let me read the next one. It says, they really just overturned Roe vs. Wade. This is all about control. A sad day for women's rights. We just lost Miranda rights yesterday. Now, that's something that I don't understand. Like, just because they don't read you your rights when they pull you over, like, what does that even mean? Like, I mean, you got the right anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, that makes no sense. Like, you have the rights to an attorney and all that nonsense, and why you gonna blow your brains out with or without the right? You don't care.
Right.
So why is that? This is a sad day because you lost the rights. When they pull black people over, they got it on their dash cam. Somebody got it on their phone to where they pulled you over, snatched you out of the vehicle for nothing, even if it's for a reason. If the reason is that you got a ticket or a warrant, it don't mean you're supposed to end up dead. But you will end up dead right there on the scene. With those rights or not.
Right.
Who cares? You understand? That is ridiculous.
Well, so like you said, it's just the reading of the rights.
Right.
The Miranda itself is a reading of the rights that are pertinent to you at this time. So they're just not going to read them to you. But you know you got a right to an attorney. You know anything you say. Like, that's popular culture now. That was put in place when people didn't know that was the law. Everybody knows you have the right to remain silent. Everybody. Like, they were made at a different time. Like, yes, you still have those rights, but they don't have to read you those rights.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't have to read it. They been stopped doing that. They been stopped reading them rights a long time ago. Why? Because they know you don't know your rights no way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They know you don't know. So they pull you over, beat you up, you know what I'm saying, do whatever the hell they want to do to you. You still go to jail. They have never once been brought to justice for any murders that they've done. Like the killers, when they pull you over, it's like, so who cares about them reading your rights?
Right.
You just murdered another innocent brother or sister. Okay? But they so were caught up on they lost their grand rights. When they didn't lose the rights. Like I said, they're just not forcing them to tell you that you have these rights anymore. And like you said, it was never even a law that they had to. Like, stupid. Okay? Then it says a week ago, Supreme Court just remove the right to be heard or fight a conviction if your attorney didn't represent you properly or had some sort of misconduct or negligence. You cannot do a thing. That ain't nothing just wrong. That's been happening. It's been a lot of misconduct in cases. Lawyer didn't do this right. This didn't get filed right. You know, I mean, that has been happening for the longest. That ain't nothing to do. Nothing we come. You understand? To where somebody did something, didn't put the paperwork, because you got to file the right paperwork.
Right.
That's what happens when you're in an unjust society and system. You understand? Unjust. When you are in an unjust system, guess what? You have to do it this way, and if you don't, guess what? This ain't even going to be brought to court. They're not even going to hear it. They're not even going to look at it because you didn't file the paperwork. That's why they tell you not to try to be your own lawyer.
Right.
You understand? Because 9 times out of 10, you don't know. What is it? Jailhouse what?
Got a guy.
Every nigga in jail know how to get out.
Got a guy.
And for some odd reason, they never get out. But they know how to get out. Oh, they can beat this case of yours, but they can't beat that case of theirs.
Right.
You know, that's why they say never do that. You understand? You're not going to turn around and beat the white man at his own game. It's just not going to happen. It's a game that he's playing. Well, blacks, Hispanics, and Indians should do. We should never play this game. We should never be in the game of criminal. You understand? Come on with it, boy. You
like, I don't even understand why that's the whole thing. You can't appeal a case unless you have new evidence. Like, unless there's been new evidence or there's new technology that will overturn some previous evidence. You can't appeal a case because you didn't like the way it ended.
Right.
I didn't like what my lawyer did. I'm in jail, so I need an appeal. That's not how that works. Like, you have to have new evidence in the trial that wasn't considered. Like,
right, absolutely. And you know most niggas ain't got no new evidence for nothing.
Right.
You understand? The thing is that we just don't like the decision that came down. So we try to appeal and all this. So the point is that, you know, a lot of our people, this just shows that we still have absolutely no clue as to what we're talking about. You understand? We just saying things, speaking emotionally, when that doesn't go. Speaking emotionally just doesn't get it. You understand? You can't just be with your emotions. You gotta turn around and, like you say, come on, gotta come with some facts. Gotta come with some evidence. Yeah? And then it says here, and it said, and this is a crazy time. Let's be aware and vote. State and locally. Now that's gonna fix it. You've been voting to keep your rights to an abortion since 1973. Since Roe versus Wade. And now that those rights have come to an end, now you want to be upset. Now you want to say the white man is going crazy. No, you are the one that's going crazy. Steady trying to push and enforce the law that was should have never been a law. Abortion should have never been. You know, it began with white women back in the day that were the ones, having all these abortions. You know the hanger, that comes from white women.
God.
Right? That comes from white women and Dr. Coordinates in the alley.
Come on,
So like it, I don't know. Not one sister that got no type of funds to be going to Mexico to get a back alley abortion.
Right.
That was never none of us.
No, never none of us. You understand? It was white women. And then once Margaret Sanger found out that, hey, this is a way that we can exterminate that black race that they hate so much. She said, let's put it to work. And she did. She went to work and turned around and came up with something that has aborted, how many children you said? 63?
63 million people.
63 million babies since 1973. Since Roe versus Wade.
That's a lot here. Like I was when I was talking with Officer Abad, that's 63 million babies that died, right? Mm-hmm. Some of those babies would have grown up and had babies of their own. Mm-hmm. So how many lives did you really end in the past? Oh, what's that? 60 or 50 years? Mm-hmm. In the past 50 years, I mean that's 500 million people. Because people have babies. You have 50 years of making babies. And you just took out 63 million. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's been so many people that this has affected. And what's that called? The butterfly effect. Mm-hmm. Right? One change here, it changes 8 other things down the road over here. Mm-hmm. Like you were saying before about if they just left us alone, right? Well, yeah, but then if they left us alone, we'd be in the Jetsons age, and black people would be running the planet by now. If they left us alone and let us do what we was doing, but they can't because that was the only way to keep their power. Right. So these things that they do, they have ripple effects that we don't see, but they plan for it, right? Like what Buffalo. We see, these crazy lone white gunmen going into a store and just shooting up our people, and we not understanding. Well, our government has always used those type of people, and that black man in there was creating an engine that he could run his vehicles off of water on. So we just like, they got to stop. No, the same government you protesting to don't want him creating an end around their oil companies.
Right.
Salaki, if I may. Like the officer said, where he brought out the butterfly effect. Esau and these other nations have a butterfly effect, which is their hatred towards blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. It's hereditary, passed down through their children and their culture to murder and hate us. And like you said, Cap, with the Margaret Sanger, it just wasn't just a bright idea. She just one day popped up with, this is something that was passed down through the generations and was taught to her, and she made sure that thing went into effect, like you said, and like you said, over how many billion of our babies? 63 million plus, like the officer said, man. Is our people died because of Margaret Sanger.
Right. And Margaret Sanger turned around. There's a famous quote of hers where she said, it's better to kill the baby than the baby to come up and be poor. And who she was talking about? She was talking about our babies.
Damn right.
You understand? She wasn't talking about white kids. Okay? She was talking about us having the right to turn around and murder our babies. And you know who she used, who she said. Matter of fact, pull that quote.
Tell the guy.
Give me the quote of who she said would be the best person to push this idea on black people.
Oh man, I can imagine right now.
You already know. You know who she said would be a spokesperson for the abortions in the black community. I think we got somewhere around here. I know I got this in that box with some articles.
Okay.
You got it?
Kind of cancer. Okay. Here's it. She wrote, the minister's work.
Hold it. How with this boy?
She wrote, the minister's work.
The ministers. What ministers is she talking about? Keep on.
Is also important, and he should be trained.
The minister should be trained. This ain't, like you said, this ain't nothing that she will. You know how black people wake up to hit a lick.
Right.
Black people just wake up, just be going to the store and hope to hit a lick. Just do not do that. This white woman, Margaret Sanger, didn't do that. She said that the ministers, the black preachers, should be trained people,
perhaps by the Federation, as to our ideals and the goals that we hope to reach.
She said, you know what? Our plan, our goal is to exterminate their race. And who are we going to use? We're going to use them. We're going to use the ones that we know that will sell out the fastest.
Right.
They have already sold out. You black Christian preachers, ministers, deacons, reverends, bishops, all alike, you are responsible for this mess. I blame you more than I blame the black women that took part in getting the abortion.
Right.
Because you are so damn money hungry and butthole hurt for $1, you would turn around and quick, fast, and in a hurry push this mess on our people. And you did it. You did it.
Okay.
There was an article, I think you remember brought this out a long time ago about the, I believe it was a church in Detroit where this woman was or Tennessee. This is the black, what was it, mayor or something, she was something big, and she went around to the church. She took the same Margaret Sanger idea, and she went from black church to black church to black church, pushing, hey, have an abortion. You know what? You don't want to let a baby in your career. You can be like me. You can be like mayor. You know what I'm saying? You can be mayor, running the city. You can have it going on.
Okay.
You know, you could be like Beyonce. You could be great. This is what she went around pushing, telling black women to have abortions, right? And she did it in the Christian church. Come on, keep reading it.
Kind. We do not want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population.
We can't turn around and say killing black babies in this building. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We can't say that we want to exterminate black people because we hate your black guts. You know what I'm saying? We can't say that.
Okay.
But we can. Keep going.
And the minister is the man who can straighten out that idea if it ever occurs to any of their more rebellious members.
And you know what? The ones that say, oh, we abort our babies. No, let me tell you. Calm down, sister. In the name of Jesus, I pray right now that you understand that what I'm telling you right now is abortion is a good idea. If you don't want to have that baby, well, that Father walks out of your life in the name of Jesus. God will forgive you. And you turn around and have that baby. It's something like that. You know what I'm saying?
So
it might not be those exact words, but it's something like that.
Here's one of her ideologies that I know she pushed upon the pastors. It says, the most merciful thing that the Lord's family does to one of his infant members is to kill it.
Come on. There it is right there.
There it is.
Read it again. I hope it hurts you.
The most merciful thing that the Lord's family does to one of his infant members.
This is having mercy. This is Margaret Sanger's idea of mercy, which is to do what?
Is to kill it.
It's to kill the baby. Like, how is you being merciful? Being merciful is rubbing that belly and say, you know what? I can't wait till you get here.
Kind.
Ain't that what the black woman used to say? They sit, sing to the baby, talk to the baby.
Sir.
Even when it hurt, all right, now mom got to get some sleep. You doing all this playing down there. You better go to bed. You know what I'm saying? I done heard sisters talk to their babies that's in their belly like that. You know what I'm saying? But mom is trying to sleep. She go on this side and can't get no sleep. She go on that side and can't get no sleep. She go on her back. Lord forbid she try to go on the belly. Yes. That ain't gonna work at all. So she uncomfortable in every single way. And you know what? Her having that baby is her being merciful, man.
Damn
Not
right.
her turning around and murdering it. You understand? Come on, we got DMG in the bill. DMG, the poet, what's cracking? He's on the line with the ISUPK. DMG.
What's going on? I'm just checking in, man. Seeing what was popping.
Oh, nothing, man, nothing. We are just going in on this, Roe versus Wade thing, and how, abortion should have never been a right. You know what I mean? It should have never been a right at all. And it put me in mind. I remember one of my contracts. What is that? It's a senior citizen building on Delmar and It's right by, damn it, it's right by the highway, right by 170. I forgot, Delmar Gardens, I think is the name of it. And this is a Jewish owned, you know what I'm saying? And when I say Jewish, so-called white man, right? This is owned by them. And they had Margaret Sanger quotes all throughout their offices, right? It was a great day for Roe versus Wade and the women's rights, and all over their offices, right? And because I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, there's 3 towers, and there's 3 sets of offices in those towers. And they praised and worshiped the hell out of Margaret Sanger in this, you know what I'm saying, in that building. And the fact that a woman had rights to now abort their baby. Now, I was against abortion when I was in the world. Right? I had this contract a long time ago. And even when I was in the world, you know, I was against abortion. And I was just wondering, you know, if these are supposed to be God's children, like what they claim, why are they worshiping the fact that you can murder a baby? You understand? And it wasn't until I came into the ISUKs when I truly put it together. You understand? Is that the white man, woman, and child is the devil the Bible speaks of.
Damn right.
They all for abortion, especially when it was affecting us. Look, they don't care about sacrificing a few of their own to turn around and exterminate the majority of us.
Right.
You understand? They don't care about a few white people that go into the abortion. Hell, matter of fact, the abortion clinic started with white women. That's where it started. You understand? That's who started getting abortions from the beginning. Black women wasn't going around murdering their babies. Even in slavery, like they knew that they had absolutely nothing. You talk about you don't have much now. You got food stamps, you got a little WIC, you know what I'm saying? You get a little cash assistance to pay your bills, you get Section 8. God damn, I know sisters paying $15 a month rent.
Yeah.
You understand?
Damn.
And then turn around and back in slavery, they didn't have anything. But they still wasn't trying to find a way to murder them babies. That's all they had was each other. That man and that damn child. They was doing their best to stay together. But because these preachers, like Cabal just read, you understand, was Margaret Sanger's idea was to use the black preacher. And if any of their rebellious members turn around and say, no, they don't want to have an abortion, they against it, the preacher would straighten it out. He would straighten it out amongst the members. You understand? And we got an article that we bring out all the time to where the people who get the abortions the most on the planet Earth out of everybody in every religion, even hoes on the stroll, prostitutes, and thoughts, and any damn body is the Christians that sit in the church now. You understand? So that's why I said, you know, I blame those preachers for them following after the work of a murderous woman called Margaret Sanger. You understand? That woman turned around and plotted and planned on exterminating our race.
Right.
Those quotes of hers didn't become famous because she was murdering the children in her family.
Right.
Exactly.
It didn't become famous because white people picked it up and said, you know what? I agree. The youngest of them all in a large family has to go. That's a merciful act.
Damn right.
That's not what happened. Come on with it.
It's another quote from Margaret Sanger. War, famine, poverty, and oppression of the workers will continue while woman makes life cheap. She evil as
that woman is the devil.
man.
Yes, she evil.
Yes.
She was she looked evil. You look at her picture, man.
God.
And she looked like, what's that, the Wicked Witch of the West. You understand?
Man.
Straight up. You know, so that's what we talking about, DLG. The fact that, you know, it's going to be a lot of babies being born now. You understand? Because most states are against abortions now. They have ended it. Of course, they still have some that's open. You understand? That have not, you know what I'm saying, pass that law in their states yet. They're not going to turn around and just, you got to understand, the white man, he plays chess while black people are playing checkers and Connect Four. You understand? We think, what's that thing we got, the Jumbo Connect Four thing that everybody like, that they rent from us in my house, my business.
Yeah.
That's what black folks are playing. Connect Four, the white man is playing chess.
Damn right.
He strategically sits back and plans his moves. Don't think for 1 second that this is just by chance. And he turn around and say, you know what, all 50 states, or 52, they don't have to, shut down now. We're just going to do some. Okay? So he knows what he's doing. Because guess what? He still has money to get. That bastard is greedy for money. And he wants to have all of the abortions that he can. You understand? We even got the article where they were secretly, they knew that this was going to come to an end. They knew that they were going to end up shutting down in most states. So you know what they started doing? They started building secret abortion clinics, mega abortion clinics. 18,000 square feet? The thing is almost 20,000 square feet. Now, mind you, they didn't make a facility to turn around and give people free health care to where they can turn around and, if they sick or something wrong with them. You understand? To where they trying to house more people that are sick with diabetes and cancer and, things of that nature, so they can work on the human race and try to fix them. They were secretly building a mega clinic to murder more black, Hispanic, and Native Indian children. That's what they were doing, So, we just bringing this stuff out, and like I said, this is more so a God versus America versus rather being Roe versus Wade. You understand?
And I like the conversation because, the reason I say that, hold on, let me read what it is right now. So I can't hit the link that says my mic and stuff. Okay. Don't have a cell or credit card. Nah, you ain't gotta pay to call in, bro. Just call in. I was putting the link in so you can hit the link and just come in like I just did, but you can actually call in to their show. You ain't gotta have no credit card or nothing, just use your phone.
Oh, you know what it do, DMG? Some carriers won't allow the people that have their phones, they don't offer that service. So what they do is, so they'll make them pay. So if they say that, then don't spend no money for it because it's actually free. But some phone, I think it's T-Mobile.
I think Metro.
I think Metro PCS, you can't use a Metro PCS phone. I think T-Mobile, you can't. Some of them phones, they just won't allow you to dial straight through. You know what I'm saying? So that was cool. Invite the brother on the video.
And bro, you should be able to hit the link and use your phone and connect the audio. You ain't gotta worry about turning on no camera or nothing. So try that and see what happens. And if not, just put whatever questions you have in the chat and I'll read them off.
Yeah. Yeah, you would think by now, man, we've been using that number for 8 years. You understand? You would think by now they'd have fixed that to where everybody could just call in, but they haven't. So yeah, and
always if you ain't got one of the more popular carriers or something, like I probably gonna be able to call in because I got Metro.
Yeah. So you wouldn't. I don't think you call in.
My wife's phone that AT&T or T-Mobile, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the conversation, man, I feel like it's nuanced to the point where, I feel like Sanger originally started this thing to alleviate us. But what she forgot about was how sick her own people was. Because 60% of abortions that happen in America are done by white women. And so what she didn't, and what these white men didn't anticipate was they females was gonna be running to get abortions more than ours do, because we know they value for life is way less than ours. And so, with regards to that, once they start getting abortions at the same rate and higher than our females was, then it's like with drugs. They put drugs in our neighborhood, and it's a war on drugs. But when drugs get in their neighborhood, it's a crisis. So now we got to stop this. We got to repeal Roe versus Wade, because y'all babies getting aborted. As long as our babies was getting aborted, nobody gave a shit. So, and that's how I feel about it. And I feel like this: as a black man, the more black babies being born, the merrier. So if it's a byproduct of this occurring, I'm happy with it. But I think it's one of those things where they did it for one reason and they repealed it because they people got caught up in it. Same way with drugs. You pump drugs in our neighborhood, and as long as it was only affecting us, it was good. But when it started affecting y'all, now it's an epidemic. Now we got to treat. Now we got to take care of people. So you give a shit as long as black people was getting high and dying from this shit. Same thing with this. White babies start getting aborted. Now we got to repeal this shit. So that's how I feel about it.
I got you. Now it's just it's slightly different, you know, because when you go and you look at how these things began, right? With the abortion, white women were getting abortions already.
Right.
They were already getting the abortions. Black women were not. Right?
Yeah, no.
So
I just mean
so
wasn't them putting them in clinic.
Right, no, I got you.
These places in where I didn't trip off of it, man. Like, and then all of a sudden I started looking up as a kid, like walking past, like these places straight up where we live. That's what I mean.
Like, I got you. I got you. I get what you're saying. So, but like I said, and I see why you said what you said. I understand. But the thing is, white women have always been getting more abortions. You understand? Every last one of them have been getting more abortions than black women back in the day. You know, white women used to go in an alley somewhere. One white man would take a hanger and jig it up in that thing and take that baby out of it. You understand? That's what they were doing. Right? White women turned around and what is that article? I think you remember we read that about the abortion pill that they taking. White women in the UK was I believe they was dying from taking them damn pill, and they was urging them to stop. So they have always been doing it. Now the drug thing was slightly different. Like you said, now that it's in their community, now we need to fix it. It's a health problem. But when all of the black men, and matter of fact, they had put out $800 million that was supposed to go to help fix black people that was on drugs, right, here in this country, just a few years ago. And not $1 and 1 red cent went to no black person getting free from being a drug addict, right? So, you know what I'm saying? That drug thing was totally different from the abortion. They did put the drugs in the community to solely kill it. Because, you know, at one point, we were not using them drugs either. Same way we were not doing the abortion. So you are right. They absolutely turned around and pushed that on our people. Marcus Sager said that we need to push this on the black race to exterminate them. This is how we can get rid of them. And you know what the white man said in his Miranda rights was everything can and will be used against you. And they take every single thing that they come up with and use it against us. You understand? Abortion was their idea. They were getting abortions. Then they thought about it, well, hell, we could kill them with it. And so the white woman went to work and put Planned Parenthoods all across the damn country to exterminate our race. And it has been working. Like Officer Cabal brought out the numbers. 63 million children have been murdered since 1973 in this country. And then it don't just stop there. The number don't just stop there, because like he said, look how many people do you know don't have babies? You understand? They have babies. People have it. So 63 million people would, guess what? They would have had babies too. They would have had babies. They would just kept on going and kept on going, and those babies would have had babies. In 50 years, it would have been a whole bunch of babies born by now. What you say? Come on, about 500 million. It would have been about 500 million people born just from them 63 million alone.
Brother, indigenous black man got a good point. She was also promoting promiscuity, telling women to be whores.
Yep.
And so she was talking out of both sides of her mouth. So you telling women to be whores, and then rushing them to the abortion clinic when they get pregnant. Like it's some diabolical shit.
Yeah.
It is.
That's a snake. That's a snake.
Right. And
I gotta go cut my son hair, and then I know me and you got that couple. When we gonna do it? And we gotta get through with this.
Yeah. As soon as we get through with this. Yeah,
Okay,
we're gonna wrap this up real quick.
I'm gonna jump back on, but I'm just gonna ask because that's a white woman, and I just want to ask you, Cal, what do y'all call the white man?
The white man?
The white people period.
White people period.
White.
They are the devil the Bible speaks of. All of them.
For everybody that argue with that shit, the woman promoted promiscuity while planning abortion clinics in all of our neighborhoods. So she literally telling women, go be as freaky with as many men as you sleep with as many men as you want to sleep with. You don't know what damn baby daddy is, and then I got the solution for you right here. So when the brother say the white man is the goddamn devil, why the fuck do you want to argue? That's all I got to say. I'll be back in a minute.
They're right. And that is something that's crazy. I'm going to let you roll too, Cabal. That is something that's crazy is that, what she knew about our women is, guess what, they're gullible, right? They can be influenced by anything. Whatever sounds good to the black woman, she'll roll with it. You understand? Sometimes, and I'm not saying Margaret's saying anything she said was good, but sometimes too much good information could be bad.
Right.
So what do you think about bad information by itself? You understand?
Yeah.
And how damaging it is for a woman to hear, like the song that who was it? The Isley Brothers made, right? It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. That right there is a destructive force. I'm not saying that the song was just so sinister. What I'm saying is that the words that actually have been told to black women is that it is their bodies and they can do what they want to do with it.
Right.
Who can tell you who to sleep with? Who can tell you, hey, it's like, it's not a crime in America to be a whore. You understand? That's nothing that's punishable by law. You understand? So, hey, you can creep and freak and cheat with whoever you want to. And guess what? Nobody can actually bring you up on charges and say, hey, she cheated on me. Oh, well, just find you another woman. You understand? That's what you can do about that. Find you someone else. So, to tell the black woman it's her thing, do what she want to do. You can't tell her who to sock it to. That's the problem with the black man. We have become weak in this place right here. You understand? And it is time for black men to get back in these houses and guess what? Tell these women what to do with that thing in her and only sock it to you. Why would you want your woman socking it to somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Why you want your woman to knock somebody else's damn socks off?
Right.
You understand? Now come on with it, Kamal.
And again, that's just that we don't understand as a people how maniacal. Like this is why we say that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We don't understand that everything that they do is just to destroy us as a people, right? Like, okay, she did that exact same thing right along the same time as the feminist movement, right? And you thinking they're offering you freedom when really all they're trying to do is get you to destroy your mind with the drugs that they're getting you to take, destroy your body by telling you be promiscuous, and then go abort the baby, and then destroy the future of your people because you done killed them off. Like this whole thing works together, and and once you start looking at it, you can really start to see like it takes planning, right? None of this stuff is coincidence. None of this stuff is happenstance. Like, there's no way that all of this just so happens to line up right at the exact same time. and that's why we have to understand that we cannot trust our oppressor. We cannot trust our enemy for anything at any time, even if it looks like it might benefit you. Don't trust it. We need to get away from our enemy. We need to get away from our oppressor and join with our people, because everything they do just destroys us, even if it looks good.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. We need to turn around, like you said, even if it looks good to you know who you should be coming to? You should be coming to the priests and prophets of God, the ISUPK,
right,
asking, is this a good idea?
Right.
Is aborting my baby a good idea? And guess what we would tell you? Hell no. You understand?
Yeah.
That's never a good idea. And if you don't want the baby, you know what you can do? You can bring the baby to us. You can give the baby to us. You understand?
Okay.
And not give them to, you know, these abortion, these adoption agencies, to where they're going to give the baby to two sissies, and then the two sissies will be molesting the goddamn child.
Right.
You understand? You can give the baby to us. I remember when I first came in, I was like, man, there's no place on the planet Earth like the ISUPK.
Yeah, right.
I haven't heard of any organization taking anybody's babies. You understand? They don't even say it.
Yeah.
But I heard it here. I heard Commander Jimmy Hunter send it out, and I started hearing other captains and officers sending it out, saying, if black woman, if you don't want your baby, Hispanic woman, Native Indian woman, if you don't want your baby, we'll take it. Don't murder. Don't get an abortion. You understand?
Yeah.
Don't get an abortion. Because you know what? Guess what? One day you just might want your baby. You understand? You just might want your baby.
Right.
And then they'll be in the hands of good brothers and sisters, you understand, that will take care of that child, that won't molest that child, won't hurt that child, won't raise them up nice and strong and solid. You understand? To where they'll be a good soldier, a good princess. And then in the event, say it was your finances that you had, you know what I'm saying, that was stopping you from wanting, you know, having a baby. You understand? Your career. Say you get your career straight. Say you think back and say, damn, you know what? I want that baby now. I want my child. And you know what? We'll be here. You know? We will be here. But if you have a child and you don't want the baby, bring them to the men in the ISUPK. And we will take that black child off of your hands and raise him or her. You understand? That's what you do. All right. What we got next? What we got over next? Oh, let me read a couple more of these. One second. Let me pull this up. All right. A couple more of these, and then we're gonna get about it.
Uh-huh.
The sister said to vote, vote, vote. You understand? That's gonna solve the problem, ain't it, Devon? Vote, vote, vote. State and locally. Get out of here. You understand? Voting ain't finna help fix this problem.
Right.
Black people have a moral problem. You understand? That's our problem, man.
Damn right.
We got a problem with following moral. The right to have an abortion is not a moral. You understand? The right to be a whore, like what Margaret Sanger was pushing on black women. Why do you think they made the movies like Pretty Woman and all of that? They turned around and turned the white woman out first. They let her be the whore that she actually is.
Right.
They let her be the whore and the thought that she actually is, and then put it out there to dress all, funky and nasty, and mini skirts and fishnets and all this, and then guess who started doing it right behind that hoe? The black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And now the white woman has covered up, went and bought her a damn minivan. Now she's a soccer mom, and you out here hoeing all over the place, and you can't help yourself. So like I said, white people don't care about sacrificing a few of their own. In order to do, the goal is to get you to murder your babies.
Right.
That's the goal. They don't care nothing about a few white women that murder each other. Hey, that's on them. You understand? They don't care nothing about them doing that. So to sacrifice a few of their own, man, look, they love it as long as you kill the majority of yours. Come on with it.
And those numbers are extremely deceptive, right? Like DMG said, oh well, 60% is white women killing their babies. White women ain't, black women and white women ain't 50-50 in the population.
Right.
So if 12% of the population is committing 40% of the abortions, that's a greater number in that community.
Right.
Like it's more of us by a percentage. Yeah, there may be more total of them. That's true. But it's 20% of us and 6% of them. You see what I'm saying? The trade-off. We look at flat numbers and we don't. Like that's what I'm saying. Our oppressor plays the long game. Right? They look at different percentages down to the fifth decimal of a percentage point. They checking every little number, and they working that out over decades. We try to figure out how we gonna figure this out for the next week.
Right.
And then already got your whole community remapped and replanned out for the next 20 years. You don't know where your kids is gonna live, but they do. They know exactly where your kids is gonna live, what neighborhood and everything.
Yeah. You got it all planned out.
Yeah.
Here's another one that says, and today I'm scared for my daughter and all the women. Overturn Roe versus Wade. Like, what the hell are you scared for? I mean, so that's the end of the world? Like, why not say, I don't want a baby, therefore I won't have sex with anybody? Why not say that? Why turn around and say, well, hey, I'm going to have sex with everybody. If I don't know who the daddy is, I'll have an abortion. If the daddy don't want to be with me, I'll have, because I'm a whore, and I'll have an abortion. If, whatever the reason, like why choose the second route versus the first one? And just say, you know what? I just won't sleep with nobody. I don't want children. That's your right. That's right. That's not abortion. Abortion is not a right.
That's right.
You have the right to turn around and say, I don't want any children. And you know what? Nobody forces any of that. When I talk to my brothers and my sisters about, because everybody is just so amazed about me having 10 children. Like, damn, Cap, you got 10? Yeah, I want 10 more. Every time the conversation presents itself, I say that. That don't mean that my brothers and my sisters, they want 10 children.
Yeah.
That don't mean that.
Yeah.
And I don't say, damn, bro, you ain't got 10 kids. What the hell wrong with you? I don't say that. You understand? Because guess what? That's their right to have as many children as they want. If they decide that they don't want none, guess what? I'm cool with that. And they my brother and they my sister. And not one time am I gonna look at them like, hey, we ain't have a baby yet.
Good.
Like you only your youngest is 2 years old. You ain't had no boy since then. I don't say that.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even think about it. Because guess what? That's on my brothers and my sisters. For them to have as many children that they want in their family.
Right.
That's on them. That's their right. But it's not their right to turn around and have an abortion. You understand? Abortion was never a right to begin with.
Well, the reason they can't say that is because you have to understand what you're asking. You're asking, why can't Christians be disciplined? That's what you. If you don't want a baby right now, just don't have sex. That takes discipline, right? That takes some forethought. That takes some planning. that takes some delaying satisfaction. That takes delayed gratification. You can't tell a Christian to be disciplined or to delay satisfaction.
Right.
Like that's why you can't just say, "Oh, why does that work?" See, Cap. Okay, most people don't understand and don't realize Cap has been in the school for a little too long, and so why not be disciplined is just the answer that pops in his head. Like that's you don't understand. No, they don't understand what discipline is. They don't understand. Okay, you can't do what you want to do, and you got to be okay with that. Like that's not in Christianity. In Christianity, it's not my Jesus. You can't tell them nothing that the Bible say if they don't agree with it. Not my Jesus. That's not. Well, that may be how you read it. That's what it says. They only think what goes on in their own mind is what's right. So you saying that they can't abort a baby? Of course they can have sex and not be with that person and then go kill the baby. Because why would I want that to mess up my life? I mean, they're my choices and my decisions. Why should that change how my life is lived? Even though you decided to lay with that man. You decided not to have contraceptive. You decided not to get a plan B afterwards. Like before, during, and afterwards, you have the chance to stop a pregnancy. You decided not to. So now you're pregnant. Now you want to kill that baby.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, let's just be adults here. Let's just keep it real. What's the other one we said? Keep it 100.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? All of that, right? Sex is enjoyable.
Yeah, right.
And guess what? Most people do not like. Everybody I know don't like condoms. You know everybody I know, you understand, loves to rest in that thing. You know, and here's the thing about that. You could guess what? It was created for you to enjoy. We were created to enjoy one another. But here's the thing. There's this thing that you said, that the Christian church will never teach our people to be is responsible.
Right.
You're not some goddamn child to where you just in the playground, you just get to run everywhere, and you stop when your mom or your daddy tell you stop. You understand? It's time to go, right?
Good.
When you go to the playground, you get to run and play and have fun on every damn thing in the damn playground. The monkey bars, the jungle gym, the slides, all of that, right? What's the other thing? The carousel.
Yeah.
The little rocking horse. Y'all remember them? Why was them damn things so fun? All you did was you and somebody else just sit there and rock on it. That thing was fun as hell.
Good.
Couldn't wait to run to that thing. Somebody else. You get disappointed when wasn't nobody else there to jump on with you. You know what I'm saying? But jumping on that damn thing and rocking back and forth was fun as hell. But you're not a goddamn child, man. You understand? You are an adult. And if you want to enjoy that woman, guess what? You can.
Right.
Enjoy that woman. Have fun. That's even in the scripture. Give me that in the scripture. What's that? Not wisdom, Solomon. Solomon 5. No, Proverbs. Where it said enjoy her rest. You understand?
Okay.
Give me that scripture real quick. And then we're going to see if you guys got something else y'all want to bring out and about it.
Okay.
I believe it's Proverbs. While you get that, I'm going to read this last.
I got you, Alma.
Okay, 1 second. It said, Roe versus Wade. Another post from another sister. What an outrage. Women in America will no longer have a statutory right to abortion. It will be up to each state to decide if it's okay for women to have an abortion. This will have a devastating. This will have a devastating for all women. But look, King, put these sentences together, right? This will have a devastating for all women, but particularly for women with no money. This is the lowest blow against the rights of women over their own bodies. No, it's not. Do you know how many of us was raised poor? And we still here? You know what I'm saying? Healthy? Like we made it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know. Like, we came up poor, right?
Yeah,
And everybody came together to help raise the child. They passed down clothes so the children would be naked. They bought food, sugar, and things like that so the babies wouldn't go hungry. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't, if your lights got cut off, hey, everybody come out over here and sleep on the floor, on the couch, on the pallet, in the bed, all the kids slept in the bed. You know what I'm saying? With each other, having fun, jumping in it. You know what I'm saying? Till it was time to go to sleep. Like, come on, like no child just died because they was poor. You know what I'm saying? They had assistance. Even way back in the 60s, black women was going to get assistance. They were poor. And in the 50s, they were poor. And then they went and got assistance so that those children would not starve, would not die. You know what I'm saying? They had clothes. They may not have had the best clothes and designer and stuff like that. Right? I wasn't saying that when I was a kid. She said, son, you might not have all the fancy clothes that you see other people wearing, but at least you ain't walking around like you got some decent clothes on your back and on your butt. So guess what? Be thankful for what you got. I remember saying that.
Kind of kind, sir.
You know what I'm saying? You ever said that to mom?
Kind of kind.
You ever said that to mom? Come on, man. We ain't been raised no different. We all been raised the same. We're all people. And we came up the same way. Very few I know that had what they call silver spoons in their mouth. And just had the finer things in life. You understand? Very few of our people. Okay? So guess what? No child, I mean, like I said, I remember if my partner, one of the friends we was playing with said they was hungry, they could come to my house and eat. They said, Mama, hey, we home, I'm home, man, my friend outside home. And then you know what mama would do? She feed the kid with, you know, ain't no my son, ain't my responsibility. I don't know him. Your mama ain't brought no food, put no food stamps in his house. They didn't say that.
Right.
They said, oh, y'all hungry? And mama couldn't wait to go in the kitchen and cook something up for these kids. Especially grandma. Grandma really throw around. She come over the whole damn Thanksgiving dinner. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but when I'm making this, she bring out all these food. You know what I'm saying? For everybody to eat. You know, so come on, man. No child is, that's an excuse saying that you ain't got no goddamn money. If we came together, it wouldn't matter if you had money or not. You would still eat, you would still have the things that you need to survive. You would have food, you would have shelter, you would have clothing, you would have the necessities in order to live through this life. We all came together, stop being so goddamn selfish. You know what I'm saying? We could turn around and make it through this hell. We could make it through this hell. But because you want to be selfish, you want to be by yourself, you want to do it, you only want a nice job, a nice car, a nice house for you and your kids. That's why you ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's why you ain't got nothing. Okay? The other races of people, they know that it take all of them in order to make that thing happen. Everybody ain't going to be on the same level. They know this. Right? You got some that own the McDonald's. You got some that got to come out of McDonald's. You got some that own the Starbucks. They love coffee and hot chocolate. I love hot chocolate. Our ribs love coffee, right? Somebody got to come buy the hot chocolate. Quick Trip has the best hot chocolate in the world to me. So you know what I do when I want hot chocolate? I go to them. They make the best. And I pay my little $2-3 for my cup and I'm done. That's just how it works. Everybody ain't gonna be on the same level. Nobody's gonna turn around and just all everybody rich. What the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? It don't work that way. It don't work that way. Somebody got to buy from the rich. The rich turn around and put out product and have it, or whether they doing it or not, say, you know, in this country, they turn around and stole it for everybody. And then now they sell it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody come up with a good invention, the white man, hurry up, jump down on it, steal it, get it back to it, and then that way you don't even have rights to your own invention. You know what I'm saying? And then he turn around and sell it. That's how they do it. in a righteous kingdom and society, we ain't gotta steal nothing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You can get your product out there, you all make money on this.
Damn right.
You got an invention, guess what? I got the money, let's get this thing in work, I get a certain percentage, you get a certain percentage, and we all get paid. It can work that way, but not in this society, right? So, but like I said, we turn around and we gotta know that the things that this society has been pushing on us and our people for the longest, it has never been good.
That's right.
It's never been good. You understand? Even though right now today they got this mega clinic. Are they finished with it?
Yeah.
They finished with the mega clinic, right? And you know what they have not done though? They have not made a mega clinic turn around and see and treat poor black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people.
That's right.
The free clinic that's down the street, right? Over to Water King. The free clinic that black people go to. You still have to, even if they prescribe you meds, you gotta pay for it.
Yeah.
How do you expect for a poor person with no money to pay for anything? You understand? And that's in the Bible as well. We're supposed to look out for the poor. In the ISUPK, we do. But in this country, they don't. In America, they don't. They made a mega clinic to where black women can abort more babies if they want to. You understand? That is ridiculous. That is sick. That is sickening, man. For that to even exist, to where you don't have a place where you can go get help.
Right.
But they do have a place. Even in the hospitals, Barnes Jewish, it took everything. I snapped on this lady. The reason I held back was she was a sister, and I realized that she was doing her job, right?
Okay.
But I went there, and I was about to go there even more, right? Because they asked me, my two youngest children, they asked my boys, they never asked me to my girls. They never said a word about the girls. Right? When the girls was born, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Dad, look at your little princess. Look at your little baby. With my sons, it was always something wrong with my sons. And that's because America takes after each other. They want to murder the sons. They don't want us to have no boys. Why? Because the boys going to turn around and guess what? He's going to one day become a man. He's going to one day have one woman or two or three or four or five. And he's going to impregnate all of them.
Right.
And more babies are going to be born. But this sister came to me, and she asked, well, she gave us a little pamphlet. The abortion is on the table if we ever need it. I said, we don't need that thing. You understand? We're going to have this baby. Like I said, I held back because it was a sister, and I know that this was not something that she would normally push. You understand? They told her at her job that she has, because she's a nurse, she must present this to each patient. Right? So it don't look so bad. Ain't that what Margaret Sanger said?
Yeah.
We want you to kill yourself, but no, this isn't just you that we're offering this to. We do this to every patient.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So she, like I said, she asked. And I'm like, okay, well, no, we don't want it. And she kept asking. Yes, she asked me again. So I had to say, didn't I just tell you we don't want that? We both just told you we could have had this baby. You know, so, and like I said, I didn't go there and told her. You know what I'm saying? Because she was a sister, and she is a victim as well. You understand? She is a victim of this evil plot as well.
Right.
So it's not her fault. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't beat the sister up or cuss her out or go all off on her. But I had that last time I had to snap with them. You understand? Because now you're getting on my nerve. You understand? I don't like you asking me the same old goddamn thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, you're not finna get no abortion out of here. Okay? So like I said, it wasn't her fault. You know, it's Barnes' Jewish fault. It's the Jewish white people that want us dead.
Right.
It's the American white people that want us dead. It's the European white people that want us dead. Whichever white person they are, you understand? They all want us dead. And they love to see us kill our babies. You understand? The less of us in the world, it'd be a much better place to them. A much better place. Did You have anything you want to bring up? Paul?
Nah, sir.
Yes, got something you want to bring up?
Law, sir.
All right, well, with that, we're going to go ahead and end the show. Shalom, everybody.
That's crazy. Some guy in Virginia was at McDonald's